G'day guys, today is Friday the 20th of December 2024. It's almost Christmas and Sydney, Australia has a brand new light rail line opening today. In 2 minutes it'll be 5 a.m. and this tram will be leaving Westmead, going to Parramatta, all the way to Carlingford on the old Carlingford train line that was converted to tram tracks. This is going to be an interesting trip. If you guys like this kind of content, we do this kind of stuff every now and then. Come join. Now, there was actually a press release released by the Transport Minister of New South Wales, the Premier of New South Wales, among many other news outlets. Now, in this press release was that today, the 20th, was the day that the trams would open from 5 a.m. onwards. Westmead, which is one end of the line, would start the first trip, 5 a.m., right? And of course, the other end, Carlingford, would also leave at 5 a.m. Now, there was a in-between trip at Parramatta, which is kind of like the heart of this light rail line, right? Parramatta would have left at 5:02, 5:03. Right now, it's 5:05, and it does not look like the tram's coming anytime soon, according to the boards at least, which is a bit strange. But since we are waiting, let's discuss how this thing is actually powered. Because if you look above me, there are no cables. So how is it powered? Batteries, lithium-ion batteries. So you can see that when the tram stops at a station, little shoes fall down and touch this metal strip, and you can actually see that the shoes have actually, during the testing phase, they've actually touched the bricks or the tiles, which is unusual, and slid along the tiles. Wow. But there you go, there are two pickups for the electric shoe. And yeah, the batteries are on top of the tram. We are currently here. We need to go to Carlingford. And of course, Parramatta is the heart of this line. Parramatta is Sydney's second CBD, as it's called. Okay, so I just asked one of the employees what's going on. Why is there no tram here? Apparently the tram was here and it left 3 minutes early, so 3 minutes before 5 it left. Apparently the platform was full with a lot of people. I technically got here on time, it just left early with a lot of people. It kind of sucks. I was here for the first, but it actually left early. And here it comes. All right, let's have a quick look on this one. Leaving in 4 minutes. So we're gonna wait for the next one, which will technically be the third one to leave, and we'll jump on that. And the second tram to leave Westmead opening day is basically leaving right now. Very cool. So the tram's about to arrive, the one that we're getting on. But look at this, they've actually got sand on the very end of both tracks. I would have thought there'd be some sort of buffer, but no. Interesting. And we are heading off. Westmead Hospital is on the left. And since we are here, we're going to get off quickly and have a look.
This stop is Westmead Hospital.
I should probably jump back on, huh? In fact, here comes the other one right now.
The next stop is Children's Hospital, followed by Nara, then all stops to Carlingford via Parramatta Square. This
Very
stop
cool.
is Children's Hospital.
You heard the lady. This stop is the Children's Hospital, so we'll get out here and have another look as well. Look at that. Look at that. I love how the tram bends like that. That's awesome. Oh, there's another tram, light rail, streetcar, trolley. You know what I'm talking about. It's right there. How exciting.
This stop is Children's Hospital.
Very cool.
That's the next one up. You didn't get to see any steps.
The one before you was chock-a-block.
The next stop is Nara, followed by Benno Oval, then all stops to Carlingford via Parramatta Square.
Very cool. Because this tram is a 7-segment tram as opposed to a 5-segment tram, it's a bit longer. This stop is Nara. Nagra. Some really interesting old buildings. In fact, I think that's old Parramatta Jail. I could be wrong, but I think there is. Well, there's definitely some really old buildings over there, and there's some decent history over there. Let's get out and have a look.
This stop is Nara.
Very interesting. Not a whole lot going on here, but we'll go back on, I think.
Stand clear. Doors closing.
I'm a huge fan of public transportation, and specifically trains, metros, which you think about are kind of the same thing, because they are, right? And trams, which are similar, because they run on rails, but they are definitely called something different, right?
Benno Oval, followed by
Tram.
Fennell Street, then all stops to Carlingford via Parramatta Square.
Thanks, Taylor.
This stop is Benno Oval.
I actually kind of lost my train of thought for a second there. But anyway, what I was trying to say is I'm a huge fan of trams in general. But if I could give some sort of feedback from something possibly negative that I'm seeing so far, it's the absolute slow travel, specifically between Children's Hospital and Nara. Very, very slow for some reason. I could almost get out and run.
This stop is Benno Oval.
Benno Oval. Definitely a lot more residential going on here. And we now have electricity lines up above. And there we go. Whoops, we better get back on. So as you can see, certain segments of the tram line are powered by an underground shoe that charges the batteries.
The next stop is Fennell Street, followed by
The graveyard.
Prince Alfred Square, then all stops to Carlingford via Parramatta Square.
Really interesting looking old graveyard over there. I think I've heard stories about that place being haunted. I might do a video there sometime, but yes, so certain segments are powered by an
This
underground
stop
shoe,
is Fennell
and other
Street.
segments are powered by a normal catenary, right? Interesting. Now there actually was a really old pub on that side of the street. They ended up deleting it, removing it. It was completely unjust.
Next stop is Fennell Street.
They said that they needed to get rid of it to allow for extra walking room for the sidewalk, which was definitely not true. And I think a lot of people regret removing it now. But there you go.
Stand clear.
Prince Alfred Square is the next stop. This is pretty much becoming the main part of this tram trip so far, but basically going into Parramatta right now. Down there, I don't know if you can see, but there's a stadium. Parramatta Stadium is just down there. Let's have a quick look. Here and go and have a look.
Next stop is Prince Alfred Square.
In a second, we're going to be travelling over the Parramatta River on a bridge, going past the Riverside Theatre on the right, going into the heart of Parramatta. So this will be interesting. Let's go back on.
Stand clear. Doors closing.
The next stop is Church Street, followed by Parramatta Square.
Riverside Theatre. Here's the Parramatta River. Got a guy doing some kung fu. That was kind of cool. Church Street, Parramatta. Let's definitely get off here and have a look at this one.
This stop is Church Street.
Very cool. You can imagine during the day, during peak hours, this is going to be a very, very busy station. And the next one's going to be a little busier.
Doors closing.
The next one, of course, being Parramatta Square. It's interesting, it actually tells you the time. Tells you, or it was telling you, the next one's got a ferry stop, somewhat, and of course it's got the train system, but it was telling you the time, how long it would roughly take you between stops. That's kind of cool. Also, the flickering you're seeing on camera is something that only the camera can see. I can't see it in real life, thankfully.
Is Parramatta Square, followed by Robin Thomas.
Now on this side is where they're basically building a brand new metro station.
Next stop is Parramatta Square.
It's the
A
Western
light
Sydney
for
Metro.
Western Sydney University,
That will be
Parramatta
opening
City campus. Change
in 2030
from
roughly.
Parramatta Station and ferries from Parramatta Wharf.
It's just like the start of this tram, it will be going from Westmead, Parramatta, and then all the way into Sydney. So that'll be really, really cool when it opens. This is the other side. There you go, there's a quick map of Sydney's new metro railway. There used to be a shitty old car park right there and an old shopping centre. Like I think it was like Parramatta Shopping Centre. But thankfully they're keeping a few old heritage buildings working around them. Thank goodness for that. Oh, massive Christmas tree down there.
This stop is
I think what we're going to do, we're going to get the next tram, take some videos of the trams passing this area, because this is a pretty significant area, as you can imagine. There's the Christmas tree I was talking about. Obviously that's where the train station is. But there goes our tram. A beautiful sunrise. That's a cool shot. But over the past 5 years or so, Parramatta's had a huge transformation. All these buildings are brand new, a brand new square that goes through there. And yeah, I mean, eventually this will be a brand new metro station where an old shitty car park used to be, like a 5-story, 6-story car park, and also a really old shopping center, which really no one really went to. It was just, it was run down. They're obviously digging a huge trench right now. It'd be so interesting when this opens because, I mean, to get to the city in what, 25, 30 minutes, I think. That's awesome from Parramatta. Apparently it's a bit longer on the normal trains. A bit longer. Wow. That was an awesome shot. It's almost here. So here comes the tram going back to Westmead. We're not getting on that one because we're going all the way to Carlingford, baby. Woohoo! Very cool though. So as you can see, this part of the track does not have the overhead wires. That would mean that there must be some sort of collection shoe here. No, there isn't. That is unusual. What is the meaning of life? Is the batteries, speaking of batteries, the batteries are there, here, and here. You can tell because they're raised up, right? These little raised sections are the batteries. But I'm guessing the batteries are that good that they don't need to charge at every station, it would seem. My tram's coming in 4 minutes. Here comes our light rail tram vehicle, doing a top speed of 1 kilometer per hour, but it's going past a beautiful church, and that's the money shot right there. And I should probably run because that's the one we're getting on. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
Robin Thomas, followed by Tramway Avenue, then all stops to Carlingford.
Just that way is the current train station and Westfield Shopping Centre. But yeah, I mean, you heard in the announcement, right? We're going towards a place called Tramway Avenue. Why is that? Well, that's because trams used to be here in Parramatta 50 plus years ago. I used to actually park my car here, just alongside the road here back in the day. It's because there's actually a nightclub. There's actually a nightclub just there. We're going past it in a second, but yeah, I parked my car there a few times. Who would have thought that one day this would become an actual tram station? I had no idea. And also this part of the journey we are going on grass. Grass is underneath the tram. Have a look at this.
The next stop is Tramway Avenue, followed by Rosehill Gardens, then all stops to Carlingford.
And here's the nightclub that I used to go to back in the day. Gosh, it's been a few years, mate. Albion, of course. It was called the Albion. Beer garden. Got some great music, some great pool tables, some great girls. Bit of fun. We're going alongside the Parramatta River now. Nice bridge there. Let's have a look around here. But unfortunately, when they built the tram in this particular area here, there was heaps of beautiful old trees there, like there is there, right? I cut them down to add this rail line, which Really sucked a bit. But there you go. This stop is Tramway Avenue. Who would have thought? There's a lot of turns going on in this particular area. But it makes for a great shot though. That's awesome.
This stop is...
I just heard that go back onto the cables, but yet there's a big old bridge, well, big new bridge, I should say, that we're going to be going over in a second. That was built specifically for the tram. And some lucky people have got a tram station right next to their house. That's probably adding value to their house. Can imagine. Let's go over this bridge.
The next stop is Rose Hill Gardens, followed by Yallamundi, then all stops to Carlingford.
Perhaps this side's actually better viewed. Definitely. That's a cool shot.
This stop is Rose Hill Gardens, a light for racecourse.
Now, for those of you who aren't aware, this part of the line is now basically following the old Carlingford train line that was in operation for 100 plus years, right? Also, there's a junction here where the trams can go to the sheds at night. So they are actually planning to build Parramatta Light Rail Stage 2, which will be going to Olympic Park, and it will be going down that path. But yeah, we're basically on the old rail line. Interesting. Let's have a look.
This stop is
Rose Hill Gardens looks a lot different. Possibly this tram station is in a slightly different spot than the train station was. Possibly. But it's named the same. Let's jump back on. Also, what happens if you push the button while the tram's in motion? Let's have a look. The light comes on.
stop is Yallamundi, followed
But nothing
by
much more.
Dundas.
As we pick up speed, you can see, well, we're actually picking up some significant speed right now. Yeah, we are definitely on the old rail alignment now. Very interesting. As I've said before, I'm a huge fan of light rail, but I'm not a huge fan of the slow speeds that we have to go in some certain sections for whatever reason. But when the tram gets its own right of way, it's really allowed to stretch its legs in such a way that it makes it feel like you're actually on a train, which is awesome. Awesome. Now, Yallamundi, is that how you pronounce it?
Is Yallamundi.
Yallamundi. I don't think this was a train station. I think they've added a stop specifically for the trams. But there you go.
Doors closing.
Actually, if you look closely, you can see that this used to be Rydalmere train station. For whatever reason, they've changed the name. And since we're walking around the tram now, because, you know, I really couldn't be sitting down right now, I'm just too excited. Since we're standing around and all that, let's have a look down here
Stop is Dundas,
at the very front of the tram.
Tanopia, then Carlingford.
That's a really good shot. It's a pretty cool shot, that one.
This stop is Dundas.
মোবাইলকে বাসায় রেখে আসছি
Now Dundas was definitely a train station when the trains were here. And there's a few people taking photos and waving at us. That's cool. We're definitely getting out here and having a look.
Stop is Dundas.
And what I'm going to do is get out fully and wait for the next one because I think this is a great photo opportunity. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this could be a woman tram driver. Does that mean she can't parallel park the tram? I don't know. That's a stupid joke. But that's a very cool image. Look at how fast it's going. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's a pretty significant speed. Now, another reason I've gotten off at Dundas Station is because there is a historic building here that they have thankfully kept from when the train line was actually here. This is Dundas waiting room, train station, ticket booth. Hopefully they complete the renovation and the restoration and really open it up to the public. That'd be awesome. I don't know why, I just thought that looked really cool. And I thought that needed its own shot. But, yeah. This is what Dundas looks like. Watch for trams, everybody. See, one of the problems of this train line was that most of the way it was actually one track. So as you can see, they've duplicated the tracks, right? And like I said, most of it was a one-track situation all the way from, well, it went from Clyde to Carlingford, and most of that trip was a one-track situation. Plus, if you were one of the recurring customers on this train line when it was actually a train line, I think it was every half hour, if I'm correct. But we did do a video on the Carlingford train line on the very last day. It was a fucking scorcher of a day. It was 40-degree heats. The sky and the air all around us was orange because of the bushfires that were in the Sydney surrounding area. I will link that video if you guys are interested in the description below. Here comes a tram. And one thing you definitely could not do when this was a train line was walk across it. That would have been highly, highly illegal. This is our ride, baby. Oh yeah, this is our ride. We are going to ride it. And there's a lot of people on this one. Interesting. We got a lot of transit enthusiasts on this one, taking some videos. That's great. That's great. As long as we get great historic footage of a day like today, so that people on YouTube can see it from years to come, that's awesome. The more photographers, the merrier, the merrier it is. You know what I'm trying to say. The more the merrier, that's the line. Finally got there. It took me a while, but I finally got my tongue-tied tongue. And I spoke the words, I spoke the truth. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Let's have a quick little walk towards the back of this tram. We've got some news people here. A lot of news cameras. And here's the back with the ghost sitting in the chair, because the chair is actually swinging around, so that's interesting.
So it's driverless. No. Where's the driver? On the other end.
Yeah.
This stop is
So this is Tilapia. Interesting. We're definitely going to quickly get back on, I think. Doesn't matter, we'll get the next one. Oh, he's opened it again. There you go. I got a bit lucky there. I think the driver has cameras on the outside of his tram, so he can see through the TV screens. If someone's, stuck or wanting to really get on, he can basically make the decision to whether to let them on or not. I was lucky, apparently. Carlingford is the last station. It was the last station. It was the last station when the train line was here, and it's definitely still the last station now that the trams are here. So we're definitely going to get off. Now, at this point onwards, the track does become single track. You may be asking yourself, why after all this time is there a single track at Carlingford? Well, it's because we're going underneath a bridge right now, and it would have cost too much money to replace this bridge to allow for 2 tracks. So they've just kept it 1 track. I think if they really wanted to in the future, if they wanted to really expand it, they could definitely make it a bit more spaced outside and a bit more spaced outside. But for now, it is a 1 track. 1 track mind. Once you get away from that bridge, the tracks become double once again. Just that tiny little section. Welcome to Carlingford.
this stop is Carlingford.
Very cool. Now, in my Carlingford rail line video from like 4 or 5 years ago, we walked over that bridge right there and did a bit of a shot of how the platforms looked here just before the train line closed, right? Now, there actually was an old building right here. It was, well, I would have thought it would have been a historic building for them to have left, but no, they have not left the building here, which is very unusual. It was literally right here. It's gone. Let's walk around here and see what's going on. Obviously, there's a lot of people very excited today. So this guy at Westmead, he's cool. There's a lot of people today filming. Keep off. Authorized personnel only. I'm going to talk about this direction in a second, but let's check out over here first.
Good morning, customers. At Carlingford, the tram going on the platform will be the next service to depart. Thank you for travelling with Parramatta Light Rail.
So there is the bridge, and like I said, they were just too lazy. They were like, nah, fuck it, we can't be bothered. 1 track for that section, everywhere else is 2. Okay, that's fine, let's do it. Just grabbed a couple of these. We'll show you what's inside here in a second. Very cool. Now, if you're an old gamer like me, you may know what this stands for. Real-time strategy. Warcraft 3 and Warcraft 3 The Frozen Throne were my shit. That was a great game. 20 years later, and people are still playing those games on Battle.net, including me sometimes. Wow, the memories. There you go. If you want to pause that, please do, but that's basically where we are right now in Carlingford. And this is the old original rail line, which continued to come up here to Clyde, but it stops there now. and it continues down here. And here comes another Carlingford tram. We just saw the points actually move the switches. Just about to walk on top of this bridge, but check out this gum tree. That's really, really low. I like it. I really do like it. It's touching my shoulder. Here comes the tram. Parramatta, 7.2 kilometers left. Carlingford, we are pretty much right there at 50 meters. Let's go check out the very end. As this one is about to pull away, we can see that it's got a buffer there and that the tracks literally stop right there. But on the other side, the buffer continues all the way down there. Now, when this was a train line, at some point, the people in charge, the government, I'm guessing, they wanted to extend this line all the way to Chatswood. And we are pretty close to Chatswood right now. Chatswood is a pretty big train interchange. It has metro trains now, and the new metro tunnel underneath the city goes to Chatswood, right? So like I said, certain people wanted to extend this Carlingford train line, when it was a train line, all the way to Chatswood, and they would have had to have done that via this park, where a tunnel would have pretty much gone underneath where those apartment blocks are now, and that would have been the end of it, right? The tunnel all the way to Chatswood. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and as a result, Parramatta, which is Sydney's second CBD, there is no direct link from Parramatta to Chatswood using a train, which is unfortunate. Now, there isn't any barriers, so I'm just going to walk here. And there's the moon. There's literally the moon up there. Tram only end. Well, no shit. They're definitely not wrong, are they? But there you go, this is the tram line. Very, very cool. Let's walk on it. I don't think I can get in trouble for doing this. Come on. Come on. No trams or trains ever run here. Now, some people are currently saying that this tram line should be extended to Chatswood. I mean, at least have some sort of rail transportation all the way from Parramatta to Chatswood, two massive interchanges within the Sydney area, right? Here comes a tram, by the way. I'm not sure if you can see it. But the thing is, it actually could be done. And probably not with a tunnel, because the tunnel would cost, I mean, a hell of a lot more money, right? They could actually put a tram, they could actually extend the tram from here to Chatswood. It would just have to go past housings and weird little back streets. But the thing is, this tram already does that in certain parts in the hospital region in Parramatta and Westmead, right? Now, if you're new to this channel, I'm actually going to be doing something I've never ever done before. We're going to be giving away 10 prizes. That's 5, that's 10 prizes to 10 lucky subscribers on this channel. Now, at this point, you're probably wondering, what exactly is Tallboy Gareth going to be giving away to 10 lucky people? Let me show you right now. 10 lucky subscribers are going to be getting some rocks from this train line. So if you guys were interested in winning one of these 10 prizes, then give us a like and subscribe. And look, I'm just going to stop right now. I'm obviously not giving away these fucking rocks. If you thought I was, you're crazy. If you guys like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and I shall see you guys for the next video, whatever it might be. I love you and leave you, and it tastes like rock. See you guys.